bias adjustments, and that's probably something what Brian was talking about that earlier, that they may need to make an adjustment. Of course, normally in this session, you're probably running a fairly light fuel load, just being a qualifying session for these guys. Tomorrow, they're going to be starting out on the full tank, so these guys may have their settings from yesterday when they were on the full tank, and now they got a real light fuel load, which would cause that rear to lock up when they hit the brake, as far as Brian was mentioning.
Rick, you were saying on the intercom that they do have a brake bias adjustment available to the driver? Oh, Brian, sorry. Checking the timing charts right now, and Andy Lally, who is on the pole for this afternoon's American City Racing League event, is in one of the cars that is provisionally on the pole in this afternoon's event. The number 49 competition preparation, BMW 328. How is it good, Andy Lally, and when you drive towards on that? We are in sports touring right now. If I say that, number 41, pointing in a Will Donovan, yet another father and son duo here, and they're Acura SR from Planet Earth Motorsports. Second, third positions in the CKK qualifying. You know, John, as you very quickly in rapid succession right along several changes and improvements in time, I got to wonder if that's due to the brake that we're seeing.
just a nice little curve, I can just go flat out. But as we watch, you can watch the brake light on the Spec Racer.
The GT classes here are, it's good to see a lot of 911s back racing. I remember back in again, showing off my gray hairs, back in the heyday of IMSA when the 911 and its variants, the 935, were dominant. In fact, there were a lot of IMSA races here where 935s made up almost the entire field. And Porsche sort of fell out of competitive road racing in this country, other than a few privateer efforts. And now we see a lot of these drivers driving the GT3s. It's good to see them back. Bill Overland and the BMW and the big Camaros and the Chevys and the Firebirds looking great too. So
why did you go to that in that chest?
But it's just the biggest collection of 911s I've seen out here in a long time.
But you know, as you listen to these cars go by, and you mentioned it's good to see these cars out here on the track, but even up here in the tower, you can hear the difference between those Camaros and that big thumping, stump pulling V8 there, and then the Mazdas and the BMWs and stuff. And it takes me back, like you said, I hate to get all nostalgic, but you know, I guess there was a time in everybody's life.
Originally built as a 3-hour endurance event, it is now 250 we're up apparently just made in the last 4 hours. But that rear of the car pretty significantly, and that's spares. They got the car back together again with this
where there's a couple of different ways you can go. Driver combinations or fuel.
We're going to be rooting for him now. If you read your job description now, you realize that on Thursday at E1.
Hey!
We're just moments away from the command to start the engines. We're just waiting for the last of the drivers to get suited up and ready to go. Everybody is in the car. We're just waiting for the high sign from the Grand American Stewards that we've got everything in readiness. And then we're going to give the command. The ladies and gentlemen will be ready to take off for this 250-mile, 111-lap event, or 3 hours, whichever comes first. We don't plan to have any full course yellows, so we're going to go with the full race distance. Again, just waiting on the Grand American Stewards, and then we'll be ready to hear those magic words.
No ladies, huh?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. I'd like to introduce Mr. Brett Schultz, Account Manager for Informix Software. Sir, it's all yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
There's ladies in it?
Thanks, Biz.
Not your engines.
You can hear the engines roaring from down here as I'm right next to James Weaver's pole-setting car as he cranks up that big Ford V8. But boy, have we got a banquet of sound for you this afternoon, as we've got Judds, we've got Fords, we've got Mazdas, we've got Ferraris. There's a little bit of everything in this field, and it makes a beautiful noise. Let's send it out to Rusty Bell as these cars are getting ready to roll away on their parade lap.
Thank you, John. As you make your way back up there in the tower, we'll look forward to those cars coming around here for their pace laps. I'm sure that we have the start back here on the back straightaway. They'll finish, of course, there in front of John on the front straight there, right where the pits are located. John will make his way back up into the tower, and we'll look for these cars to come around for the first of probably a couple of warm-up laps. We noticed in some...
Up to the Goodyear Tower again. Welcome back, John. Drove the winning entry at the USRC event that was held here a year ago. So we'll see if Andy Wallace has got anything for his old teammate, James Weaver.
As we catch
Rusty Bell, they're in front of you. Let's go out to you.
up in front of me now, 16, tucked right up behind the Honda Prelude pace car here at Mid-Ohio. Well, looks like the field trying to weave back and forth, putting some heat in those tires. Definitely going to be important as they take that first right-hand corner at the end of the straightaway. Lights still on in the pace car. They'll come by here one more time.
Of cars. So we've seen quite a bit of that in practice as the Dyson Racing entry now finds its way over the top of turn number 7. We're certainly going to be watching a lot of different driving styles. Of course, some of the teams liking to enter the corners a little bit later, and some, of course, like to dive in a little bit sooner. But nonetheless, that will make for a very interesting afternoon here as the home improvement Saleen Mustang gives us a little... The other Dyson car right in behind them, then the beautiful red Ferrari of Risi Racing as Mimo Schiatarella and Ralph Kellner is handling the driving on that one. The field now has officially begun the race. They actually start when they cross the finish line here in front of us, but the start of the race, as it is always, will be called out on the back straightaway to make sure that the field is appropriately aligned. But this is the first of 111 laps, and to call the start of the Grand American's inaugural appearance at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course, Rusty Bell.
Thank you, John. Now heading on to the back straightaway.
Dyson Racing. We're going to go 3 wide right behind.